Factsverse presents Man follows mailman around a burned down town and couldn't believe his eyes when he saw what he was doing. Help us spread the word about Factsverse. Click that like button, and also be sure to subscribe and click the notification bell so you don't miss our future videos. It was very dry in Northern California in 2017. It was the type of weather that officials feared the most. When the weather is this hot and dry, it increases the chances that a wildfire will break out that can be impossible to control. By October 9th, their worst fears came true. Multiple fires broke out. Some of the fires covered 20,000 acres of hillside and forest, and by the end of the month, the fires were finally out. Sadly, though, over 9,000 buildings had been burned and thousands of acres of land destroyed. While the fires were still burning, thousands of residents were forced to evacuate and leave their homes. Many only had minutes to leave, which meant that they had to leave everything they owned behind. Most of the residents were gone, but there was one person who stayed behind – the mailman. The mailman had no idea that anybody was watching him. Why would there be? Most of the homes were destroyed and could no longer be lived in. So why would people still be around to watch what the mailman was doing? Well, it was a photographer named Douglas Thorne who was watching the mailman follow his regular route that consisted of mostly burned-down houses. He was there to capture the devastation that the wildfire caused. He never expected to capture something amazing that could lift people's spirits. Douglas told Inside Edition that this area of Santa Rosa, California looked as though a nuclear bomb had been dropped on the area. His description wasn't far off. The foundations of houses remained, but everything else was ash. Melted garage doors lay in driveways. Nobody was found in the area. It was as if everybody had just disappeared along with their homes. Thorne, a photographer who is used to photographing natural disasters, says that he never got used to the devastation that natural disasters cause. He says that he has seen floods, fires, and storms that would destroy an area but wouldn't touch a different area. He says each time he would film, his heart would break. Thorne used a drone to capture the scene from above, and everything was deserted, so he was shocked when he saw some movement. It was a white mail truck. The mailman was zipping down the street right along his regular route. The mailman was sure to stop at every house to drop off and pick up mail. He even left mail in boxes of homes that were completely destroyed by the fires. He even got out of his truck to leave mail in boxes that had tipped over and were laying on the ground. The day after Thorne got the footage, he posted it online. In only a few days, over 1.6 million people had viewed the footage. When the footage went viral, the Santa Rosa Postal Service recognized the driver, Trevor Smith. People couldn't believe this man continued to do his job in the middle of a natural disaster. The U.S. Postal Service announced the mailman's name to the public. Part of Smith's route was in a senior mobile home park, and he knew many of the residents along his route. He'd been delivering to them for years, and he got to know many of them. Before the evacuation, some of the residents asked if he could continue to deliver their mail just in case they were allowed to come back. Smith says that it was the least that he could do for these people who had lost so much. He says that when he delivered the mail to boxes that were still intact, he found outgoing mail. The residents were picking up their mail and dropping off mail to be delivered, as if they were still living there. This showed him that he was doing the right thing, so he went out on the route the next day. And again, he found outgoing mail in some of the boxes. In the other boxes, the mail that he had delivered the day before was gone. He knew the residents were picking up their mail, just like he hoped they would. The director of the Postal Service in California says that Smith's dedication is proof of the bond developed between postal workers and their customers. Smith says that he just wanted to give these people a bit of normalcy among all of the devastation. To people all over the country, Trevor Smith was a hero. Subscribe for more.